should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'm running up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'm running up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all. Living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all. Living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough.
Got shot by the FBI.
I think about it every night and day. What's going on, people? Famous Sam here from level1gambit.com, and congratulations. You got to load up to 184. This is the Double XP podcast. Super excited. to be with my team again, because this will be the last time that this group of people will be together for the next 3 to 4 weeks, as we will be shutting down the show for the holidays. Minimum 3 weeks, maximum 4 weeks. We haven't decided on a return date just yet, but just know for 3 weeks there'll be no Double XP podcast. I will tell you this: it's not just this show. All right, tomorrow is the last Take Two and
happy hour
for the next 3 weeks. Friday is the last Pew Game. Sunday is the last Starcross Gamers for 2021. Well deserved break. I mean, this team has been consistently pumping out content. We got lots of videos that's been going out. If you missed our video game awards content, it's been going up all week. So we'll be doing lots of individual videos, but no podcast for 3 weeks. With that said, let's get to going with the introductions. Let's start with the man with the clamps. Citizen Snip!
What's up, everybody? It's at least from a consumer's perspective, it seems like it's a pretty good time in gaming right now. So I'm happy, man. I'm here and playing games, vibing out. Should be a good show today.
Indeed, yes, and RPP will be airing. Really?
You've been doing that for like 10 minutes, man.
I just want to keep going with your introduction, sir.
That's what we're doing. Listen, I'm embarrassed to say, but this person is the communication director Level 1 Gaming. So if your email box is full and your DMs are also full, that's because this man with his nose flaring up in the air trying to get a hold of you. Shout out to Baron before he get going, because he hooked us up. He been doing some amazing work, and we're starting 2022 off with an amazing interview, an exclusive that you guys are going to check out. What's going on, B?
Just sitting here being my best self, striving and thriving. One thing that's really hilarious, and I've seen it across Twitter, is you don't see too much of that. Oh, next year is my year. People are just going in with caution and respect.
So glad people.
It's so humbled.
New year, new me.
Humanity has been humbled, and in the worst way possible. But yeah, yeah. But we're here, we're ready, and it's a lot. Like Snip said, it's a lot of video games. And I'm constantly playing one that I hate. So yeah, let's go.
Next up, my right hand man. The floor hugger is so fine. The floor hugger with the hard R.
What's up, guys? I'm excited to be back, but I'm also glad. I want to give a big shout out to Flameser, to Hustle, to Steph. You guys have rocked with us. Chakalaka. You gonna be on Cogs next year with me. I'm excited, and thank you guys for just supporting us through the entire year, through all the shenanigans. I know a lot of you were there for the 4 hours of the Game Awards. You were there for E3. You guys are awesome, and we couldn't have done it without you, and I hope we bring some good stuff to entertain you next year in 2020, 2022. 2022? Is that it?
Yes.
Okay, 2022. Yes. We hope we entertain you from now until the future, and I love you guys, every single one of you. Sus Gang here.
Sus Gang. Last but definitely not least, the voice you hear every Wednesday, the voice you hear every Thursday, the voice you hear every Sunday, DALLAZ. Man.
Oh. Birdman hand rub on his bar. You know what I'm talking about? Hey,
that's how you end the year.
Put some respect on that name.
You know what I'm talking about? Is we finish or we done? Neither. Because we just got here, man. Can y'all believe? Can y'all really believe it's just been just about 1 year, man? I can't. It's crazy. I feel like we did stuff people not supposed to be able to do at this stage. And let's be real about it. We've been ready to do some more. We ain't even talking about it. We've been being about it. And, like, that's how it go. But I also think we should talk about it a little bit. So I just want to take a moment to tell y'all I love y'all, man. For real.
No, indeed. It's all love.
That being said, y'all know I love the game stuff, so let's get into it.
Indeed. And like I said, we got a lot of stuff coming, man. Book this incredible interview to start the year off. That's going to be wild to be able to, what this development team has recently done, and for us to be able to sit down and have a conversation with them is incredible. And it's going to be a great way to start 2022, early 22. Exclusive. We got a banger interview for you guys. But listen, we're gonna jump right into it. And we're gonna talk about a game that I think Huggle would kill it if she cosplayed. Forspoken. I believe it's going to be up now on the screen. Some of the gameplay, because 4 minutes of that gameplay was shown. Dallas did a video talking about whether or not this game was too good to be true, and I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. And in the chat, I want what you guys think as well. We're gonna show some of it now, but what you guys think? Because I ain't gonna cap. This is a game that I really, really, really been looking forward to. Right, really looking forward to. However, the gameplay looks rough. The frame rate, and I get it. You know, it's probably an early build. Frame rate look rough. The sky, you know what? I'm not gonna harp. I'm gonna start with Baron, because I know Baron has lots of thoughts about this. But
yes,
as a game that I'm still looking forward to. I'm not hating on the game. I'm not throwing shade at the game, because the game still looks good. But this is a $70 game that's coming out next year on PS5 and PC. Baron,
$80 here in Canada.
$80 in Canada. For the
And
most part,
PC.
the game looks good.
Yeah.
But it has some issues. I want to get your thoughts on it, B.
First and foremost, we should have been a little hesitant when they led heavy with the character actress and not the game.
Yeah, and no one caught that.
Last game that did that to us was the one that shall forever be mentioned. Cyberpunk. They led with Keanu and not the game. Everything okay?
Yeah, we're just it's a little.
It was a little. I got you.
A little stuttering.
Oh, can they hear me though?
Oh, they can
Yeah.
hear you guys.
Okay, no, I'll keep talking.
We apologize.
Yeah. Okay. So, them doing that, that's just me joking. But the real talk, looking at that game, the sky looked like Mafia 3. The clouds were
Damn.
the clouds were so stiff, bro. Like it with this engine and all the craziness that's going on. Like even like I'll give the particle effects and whatnot. Those look dope. You know what I mean? Like when she's getting ready to cast a spell with her little magic wristband, that stuff looked dope. But then you look up and it's like everything's falling apart outside of that one little moment. Like, hey, don't look anywhere but right here. So it's like a really weird magic trick that costs a lot. And I don't like the idea of them trying to pump out higher price games on PC. Like it don't do that.
No.
And what scares me is it's gonna do well at that cost.
And encourage
they're gonna
them.
continue do it.
Yeah.
Like that's what because they can mess up the whole market with this. I mean, we know what happened with cosmetic horse armor and where that led. Even though I don't blame that. I blame cell phone gaming, but that's a whole nother conversation.
You know one thing that bothered me a lot about this video is there's like a delay when you go into the menus and come out the menus.
Like a big delay.
Yeah. I don't like that. I don't like whatever this is behind her when she runs. Like I want us that little film, whatever they got is going. That just seems like it's a distraction, and I don't like it. And this is me nitpicking. But Dallas, I know Dallas spoke about this, and he as well, like myself, because somebody gonna say I'm just hating, is looking forward to this game. But Dallas, what do you think about this 4-minute gameplay clip you got?
So on paper, it's supposed to be everything that I love about video games, like all in one game. Like maybe not everything is missing raunchy rap lyrics, but other than that, it's supposed to be, mostly everything I love about video games.
Well, you haven't heard the soundtrack yet, so you don't know.
We haven't, but we've seen the direction it's going in, and I doubt it's real, hippity hoppity.
He said hippity hoppity.
You know what I'm talking about?
You really
Like,
did say that.
But like I said it like I think in the first 2 minutes of the video. Square has a habit of coming out with something that I think is gonna be really dope, that I feel like is specifically for me, and it coming out and kind of being dope, but them also running it straight into the ground. And so even with games that actually delivered, I'm gonna use Spider-Man as an example, a game that actually delivered. I distinctly remember us talking about the gameplay shown for that, and me saying I was cautiously optimistic. And y'all know I like to throw caution to the wind and just get excited and let the hype take over. And I'm not saying that's not going to happen, but while I still have my moment of lucidity, I'm just gonna let you know. Like before I even start changing my phone wallpaper like I like to do for games I'm excited about. I'm also with this game cautiously optimistic. Now, okay, so some of it I thought it was just me. For example, like in the video, I kind of highlighted particular mechanics that I thought looked cool, right? Um, and I slowed them down. I did a little slow mo on them, and the frame rate that I was using for the video was much lower than the original video's frame rate. And so when it came out a little choppy, I thought it was just me. You know, like
Yeah, it's not
I
you,
thought I
player.
did something wrong. I'm like, maybe my PC's just not up to it. Maybe I'm just, and yeah, as it turns out, when we see this 4 minutes, it's the game. Now this is funny.
Do we have a
It's
release date?
2022, I
was
think.
May 28th or
May,
something like
yes, that's right, May 22.
It seems like this may be one of those games that you need to kind of expect a delay.
I should hope so. I absolutely hope so.
And for not
just-
anything else, to make sure the polish is right. Because you
Yes.
have on the surface, D, this is going to be something that's fire. But it has to play right with the fluidity of her emotions. And because you going through this and she's changing up and doing different spells, this thing needs to be fluid.
to be absolutely. That's a must.
It has to
like,
be fluid.
for the movement
Yes.
style. I think anything with parkour and anything with magic, and this is like those two things are married in this game, right? I was a lot more selfish than you. I think it should be delayed because I don't have a PS5 yet. But like that's a good reason too. It's a good reason too. But yeah, it's not anything in the game to me right now except for how it seems to run. Like everything else seems so on point, and I feel like with all the effort and all the like, I kind of get the same feeling that I got about Horizon Zero Dawn as far as it being a new IP and how I think I would enjoy that as a new thing, and I would really hate for all of that to be wasted by the game running like trash.
Now, one thing I wonder, and maybe there's something I just didn't see, was there not any hand-to-hand combat?
There probably
There
is, but
There was?
there was-
Okay.
people are gonna rely
There
on the
was like
powers.
a sword swinging thing. I remember saying that it was like it looks slightly better than Horizon hand to hand, and I know that's not really saying a lot, but that's what it reminds me of. It's not a platinum game exactly as far as that goes, and it seems like the focus is more on ranged combat.
I want to swing over here to the chat really quickly. I'm sorry, B. Cork in the chat, we'll scroll back up. He said, I was so hyped for this game. Now it's a pass for me. He goes on to say to him, the powers look weak. The powers look pretty cool to me, but it's when it comes to stuff, it's always to each your own. But thank you for the comment, Cork. Appreciate you coming through. For everyone, so make sure you guys share the stream out for us, hit that like button. But go ahead, B.
Outside of this game needing a delay, I don't know. It looks. I wonder if it's gonna fall into the whole Nier clone, which is that really a bad thing? Like, is that necessarily?
I don't think so.
Bad. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to knock it. You Dallas will tell you I'm just not. That's not my cup of tea. I want this game to do well. I want the fluidity of the movement to be something that truly is a shining light on that whole world. But the problem is it looks janky on something they like proudly showcased. And I was like, it took away from it. Maybe the cloak thing was meant to like blend and make it harder to be seen by enemies, but we just didn't know, and I don't know. When that time comes and I get my PS5, which I really hope they do a console refresh sometime soon, I will be getting a game. Like, that's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's definitely in that first little batch of games that like that, Demon Souls, Returnal, and I want to say like there was one more game I can't remember what it is, but I got like a batch of games in my head that had to be gotten. Yes, Godfall. I think it's gonna be right up there in my personal top 5, right along with Life of Black Tiger.
Ooh. Best game ever.
My issue, because it seems inevitable, right? $70 games are here. I don't think that's something that's I think most third parties are going to that. This game is 70, not just on console, 70 on PC as well. And I'm interested in seeing how many PC gamers
We don't
pay
have
70 for this game.
because we got key services. Humble Bundle's
This
going to
is
give
true.
you a discount. And but we all know you may buy the game, but you won't play it for another 3 months, and you should have waited that 3 months so you could get it on sale.
Snips, are PC gamers are gonna spend 70?
Yeah. If they want the game, they'll spend money. They don't care. That's the way it's going to work.
I think at this point, you're raising the price of a game up. Okay, I get it. Times change, inflation. I get all of that. Okay. But I mean, you get to keep doing the same shit by giving me a game that's running at like 27 FPS.
Man, say that.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, how you going to
Say
raise the
that.
price up, but you're still giving us the same old shit? Like,
You
at
know
some
what this
point,
game
there needs
is.
to be a balancing act of, okay, I'm paying you more money.
Mm-hmm.
I expect better than what we've gotten this last gen.
And you know what else? Don't put off your new marketing cost on me.
Mhm.
Nobody like.
Yeah.
Don't put off Super Bowl ad cost on me. Nobody told you because I was gonna buy the game regardless. You didn't have to put the Super Bowl ad. Stop. And then don't use the same engine as everybody else and try to tell me that it just absolutely took. It was just we did everything from scratch and that's why we're putting the cost off on you. No, don't do
'Cause
that.
we can list off other games that were your crash test dummies before we got here.
Being
What the hell
being the
what
first
hell
game
happened?
on the Unreal 5 engine might be, and them trying to push that out, being like, we're one of the first games on the Unreal 5, might be a detriment to this game.
Yeah.
What happened to, hey, we were okay with the notion that a physical copy of a game was $60 because you got to pay the retailer, you got to pay for distribution. But
Yeah.
the same games are now, the proof is in the pudding. Digital is more
It's here.
popular now than physical copy. It's here. Digital sales are the brunt of the sales now. But the prices of the game still go up. So if
Well,
it's
that's called
70,
conditioning.
so if it's 70 both physical and digital, but on physical, GameStop got to get a cut. The distribution company got to get a cut. Where's that money going on digital?
Here's the thing: the raise in game price has absolutely nothing to do with any raise in costs for the developers or anything like that. It's
True.
we think people will pay it, and it turns out they
Yes.
will, and we can make more
Yep.
money. There is no successful developer right now who's hemorrhaging money making good games, selling them at $60. None.
Mhm.
They're all making a profit and they're all doing very well, but they want more money because that's how companies work.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a deal is we'll build it, will they come? And gamers sure as hell will, so they'll keep building it.
Regardless
there is
of
to it.
you're right, regardless of the frames issues, regardless of missing content,
I think we are
regardless
seeing.
of content being on the disc but blocked for DLC.
That's
gamers
the
still buy it.
issue. That's the issue for me. I am less concerned with an increase in game prices than I am with the state of that game when it's released.
Yeah.
If you're giving me a fully finished game and I like it and I want it, I'll pay the $70 if I want to play it at launch. If not,
Mhm.
I'll wait a couple months and play it later. But if you're going to make me pay full price for a game that I have to wait a year and a half for you to fix and get to the state it should have been in when I bought it the first time,
Yep.
it's-
Is this where we should give Nintendo their flowers? Because Nintendo will charge you 60 forever, but that game is good to go out of the box day one.
Sometimes on
But,
PC
yeah.
it's not. Once they bring it
Mm.
over to PC, like Octopath Traveler
Well,
was
one
real
company,
rough.
Their first party titles.
For their
First party titles come out day one, good to go. No patches needed. Granted, the price stays too high forever. However, you're not waiting for the game to get fixed. And
well,
the issues we run into is, hey, by the way, you have a day one patch of 50 gigabytes because we needed to fix the game that we went ahead and shipped out. And thank you for pre-ordering because that was some extra
No.
money we needed to go and finish the game that you paid for.
No, because they want me to buy a $600 console, but they still haven't fixed Joy-Con drift. No, they don't get no
Yeah, well,
passes.
Nintendo's
fair.
issues, I think, are in a different area. Like that seal of
Yeah.
approval, I can give you this. It does mean something.
in this moment, yeah.
And
Yeah.
to be fair to other devs, their Nintendo's games aren't exactly trying to push the boundaries of what's possible, like
Exactly.
graphically.
They're not
which is
breaking
where I
the
imagine a lot of the difficulty comes from, is trying to stress out these engines and make everything look more real, more awesome, more crazy. Whereas Nintendo took the other route, which there's nothing wrong with. Visuals aren't everything in a game. You can make a damn good game that's in 64-bit pixels. I don't care.
Yep.
Just give me a finished product, and Nintendo does do that. I will give them that.
I mean, that's for all the fun I'm having with Halo Infinite, and I'm having tons of fun, about to hit 100 hours. Had it not been a campaign, had it not been a Game Pass, I'd be complaining like, why do I have Halo Infinite? It's not complete, because it's not complete.
I'd have felt away paying $60 for that.
And I need for it to be complete before you sell the first expansion.
And it probably
that's
won't.
gonna happen.
But
as bad as it may sound, I give it a pass. Why? Number one, I'm having fun. Number two, it's in Game Pass.
Game Pass does buy you a pass in some respects when it comes to that kind of stuff.
But it does. You're right.
And you know what else? The fun factor. I know we discussed this when we talk about like reviews and whatnot. The fun factor, I believe, trumps a lot, because we look at games like Among Us. We look at games like some of the most fun games that are universally played are not the most power heavy. They're not the most innovative in any way. Like these are just like, they just take over and everybody just enjoys it. So Halo Infinite, even though it gets on my nerves and I really should be playing a bunch of other games, I'm going back to it, and it's because it's fun. It's weird that I care about a battle pass more than unlocking guns in other games. Like it's weird. But the point of me even saying anything is the fun factor. We can't glaze over that. And if something, no matter how broken it is, if it's fun, it's gonna win. Like it just.
Back for Blood.
And I can even give you an example.
Yeah.
There you go. Back for Blood. Dead by Daylight has a thriving community.
Dead by Daylight is actually coming to a reckoning.
You can't tell me that ain't running on a potato. You know what I mean? Like Phasmophobia, another one of those games. You can't tell me that's not running on a potato, and it's not the best looking game, but it's fun. Got its community because it's fun. I can give y'all the example of as far as paying too much for something but not being mad about it. I paid full price for Guardians of the Galaxy.
I paid full price for Anthem. I paid $120 for Anthem.
You see what I'm saying? And
I loved
how much
it.
enjoyment you got out of it. And as much as we want to talk about Anthem,
Rest in peace.
It felt good to play. It plays well.
And that magic looks so good. The storm.
The magic look. The guns feel good to use.
The Iron Man game we always wanted.
Gun, but they shoot great. Like the way, I don't know.
But
man,
Guardians of the Galaxy, I've been watching people play it, and from what you've talked about it, like you're like, I pay full price for it, but damn, I got my money's worth out of it.
Like I saw
that's one I need to get to for sure.
The next month is what, $30?
Something
and
like that.
Wait, is that the Steelbook? Oh man, okay, that I'm mad about. I would much rather have gotten the Steelbook. It's nonsense plastic behind me, but like as far as the game itself, like I'm not mad because I really enjoyed it and I felt like the experience was worth $60. It was even a little buggy. It had its moments, but overall, like when I look back on my experience, it was worth the money. So I don't expect to get that same feeling for something I paid $70 for. Yes, it's only a $10 difference, but still. I don't expect, especially for a new console. Like I know there's gonna be a little difference in quality between some things, but this is only on the 5. It's not running. It's only on PC and only on PS5.
PC and PS5. And I'm gonna tell you this, right for the chat. I see people in here. I see y'all, man. Prime House in the building. Shout out to Steph for entertaining the chat. I would tell you this. I can overlook a lot of stuff if I'm having fun with the game. And truth be told, I'm not one of those guys going, no, look at that pixels out of place. It dipped 3 frames. I don't care about that. If Forspoken is fun, those moments that I hope a few of frame dips, I can look past that. I can. But if it's throughout the game, and the game is not high quality and it's fun the
H2O.
whole time, it's going to get the work high quality H2O. Really, because fun trumps everything else. But don't give me a broken mess. I don't want something that's unplayable. And I'm sorry if a game is designed to run at 60 and most of the game I'm dipping under 30 or I'm fluctuating through all throughout the game. That to me, in a lot of ways, is unplayable. And because I'm gonna focus so much on, me trying to do this incredible move, and I got all these particles on the game, and it's chugging.
Comes seconds per
Fluidity
frame.
is a big deal for this game, though. It's the type of game it is. Fluidity is an absolute must.
Yeah.
Like with all the parkour and all the particles and the movement itself and how it works, like it's going to be the biggest. It's like, would you play? It's like Infamous. That's the game that I didn't mention that it reminds me of. Infamous Second Son, right? Please tell me that's the name of the actual game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Played this game a lot, and that's the one game that I forgot to mention that it reminds me of so much, right? That's one of those games where you can't have that frame rate dip too much. Like if you dip under 30, you losing it. It don't feel good. You can't be absorbed in it. And I'm hoping for Forspoken to be the same thing to PS5 as Second Son was for PS4, right? I'm hoping for that. If you can hit that mark,
It was that because Infamous was that other franchise. Like it was good. It wasn't the heavy hitter, but like, yo, this game is fire. It was. You're right. And that's a win.
And I played that game several times. Y'all know I don't go back and play something again and again if it's not.
And I will. A lot of people don't know this, but I'm hearing that this game, and I think this is silly. It has a 2-year exclusivity on PS5.
Mm-hmm.
By the time it comes to Xbox, that bitch better be on game. I'm sorry for cussing.
No.
That Joker better be on Game Pass. 2 years, and I guarantee you they're gonna say, "Hey, by the way, Xbox players, $70."
Yeah.
Hell no. Shout out to the chat for rocking with us, man. Steph is in here again. Reggie Butler is in the building. Reggie, where you been, bro?
where
Man,
you
it's been a
been?
minute. Of course, he says House Hug is still looking fine, per usual.
I don't know.
Per usual. But yes,
Looking rough, man.
But let us know in the comment section, have you guys seen the 4-minute gameplay of Forspoken? Are you feel excited about it?
What is
Go
to
ahead.
blame
Go ahead.
for this? And because I don't know when Square Enix got onto this, but it's their statement game. Is Rise of the Tomb Raider. Because remember how much people are like, look at her hair blowing in the wind, look at all those particles. They're trying to recreate that success from Rise of the Tomb Raider with this game on a brand new engine. And they're trying to, I don't know what they're trying to do, but I hope this game is delayed and they don't pull in EA with Mass Effect Andromeda and just shit it out. I hope they give this, because this looks like a good-ass game.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. And I'm all about the black female protagonist.
Here's where I won't harp on the visuals because y'all already said everything that needs to be said about that. I don't know when this gameplay demo or whatever was built. I don't know what version of the game it's on, all that kind of stuff. So we don't know how bad that situation
They
may be.
took it down, Snips. The official channel
Square Enix.
Yeah.
Your core game itself, what you're trying to build, looks really cool. It has my interest. It looks like it'll be a ton of fun, and it looks like it'll be different in enough ways that it'll be a fun experience. So if you need the delay, take it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, cool. We'll see you in May, and everything will be great. You're going to have an awesome game, and it'll be successful. But if you need that delay, please learn from Halo. Take the delay if you need it.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you my money will still be here for 5 months after the original release date because it looks like a game that I want. Yeah. And as long as you do your part to deliver a finished product, which again, I don't mean no bugs perfect. There's no such thing. There's games that have been out for 30 years that they discover new bugs in. That's part of the process.
Yeah.
But I mean, give me a game that performs the way it's supposed to. It's optimized properly for the hardware it's playing on. And the content that you told me would be there and should be there is there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I care
Listen, we got Gold Chain Gamers in the chat. Listen, Gold Chain.
What's good with you, since
we are having internal conversations about PAX East.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really me saying, yes, I'm going and figure out who will allow me to drag them with me.
I think we're also waiting
so
for the
yeah.
next Star Wars variant of whatever is going on in this
So-
Panasonic. So
We are having internal discussions about PAX East. As soon as we know, we'll let you know. Baron trying to act like he ain't a part of that discussion.
Yeah, I mess with
Yeah,
you.
but we are having internal discussion because PAX East is going to be big, and I think for a growing brand like us, and I do my best in person. Baron handles a lot of stuff on the internet. When I'm in person with a developer, with companies, that's when I do my magic. So I'm really looking forward to PAX East, which is in April. And I believe we were already guaranteed our press passes, which I'm super excited about having that already solidified because of the press access we got last year. So I'm super excited about that. But we're just trying to figure out who's all going. And then when we figure that out, you know, I hit you up. I know that's close to your hometown. So I know you're definitely going to be there. Again, to the chat, you guys are freaking awesome. Do us a favor, share the stream out, hit the like button if you haven't subbed. We are close. We got 16 days to hit 1,000 subs. So we need 110, I believe. If you guys can help us out and do that, that'd be great.
109. We're at 891 right now.
891. So we're close. You guys can help us out there. Now, we're going to move on to the next topic because we got an announcement today that a lot of people have been waiting for. A lot of people have been screaming to Ubisoft like, hey, what are you doing? We need this. And it's finally happening. We're getting a new Splinter Cell game, but it's a remake. That's all the details we have right now is that it's a remake. We don't know if it's a remake of a particular Splinter Cell game. We don't know if it's going to be a spiritual reboot sort of thing. But for the people in the panel right now, for those in the chat, what are your expectations for a Splinter Cell remake? And I kind of want to start with Dallas on this one.
Okay, so I expect an open world with a whole bunch of points and a whole bunch of
Bro, don't do that. Don't do that. Come on. Ubisoft, I would hope they knew better.
No, they better. Oh, they better. As long as people been asking for this one, like I don't even care which game is getting remade. Like let's put that.
I think they said it's the first one.
Oh, that's perfect.
Chaos Theory? Or was
That's-
that Pandora Tomorrow? Was it Chaos Theory?
yeah,
I think it was
so.
just Splinter Cell. I think the first one was just called Splinter Cell.
Yeah, I believe so.
And if that's the case, I'm all the way with that. If we can get a ground up, for lack of a better studio to call out, Blue Point style remake, that's the game modernized, that's the best thing Ubisoft did in the last 10 years, if you ask me. If
Damn.
you ask me.
Just gonna bypass Assassin's Creed Origins, bringing it back to Africa.
And that's I love that too. But like
He said, whoa now.
I was like,
Whoa,
damn,
whoa.
they did a lot
Yeah,
in
we're
10
excited.
years.
This
and
is
I loved Origins, but
it's a remake of the original from 2002. That was just called Splinter Cell.
Okay.
Okay.
yeah, so like that being the case, it might actually be the best thing. And now that Hugger has got me doing this internal debate on whether or not that's better than Assassin's Creed Origins, it's damn close. Like I don't really. There's a lot that they did over the. I said 10 years arbitrarily, but let's just say that over the past 10 years, there's a lot that they did, that I didn't care for, or that I just kind of like. I didn't care to pay attention. The last couple Far Cry games, it was just Far Cry. Something that was once legendary, and then you kept going on with that formula, and we're not even gonna mention the fact that you added that formula to literally every single game on your roster, no matter what it was. We're not even gonna mention the fact that you just take the Tom Clancy name and turn it to basically Law and Order or Criminal Minds or whatever. Those games of video games. I kind of have high hopes that this is just going to be Splinter Cell. And if that's the case, I'm all the way with it.
Go Chain in the chat say, just give me the first game touched up and I'll be happy.
That's it.
That man said, I miss simpler times. Just give me the first game, which was
Really
fire.
all you need to do. You
Make
don't need
it
to
pretty.
change the narrative, make it look pretty modern wise, and
So-
look back at any gameplay elements that were frustrating because at the time the engine couldn't do it right, and fix those.
That's
it.
a remaster,
all you
not
gotta
a
do.
remake.
Well, yeah, no, we need a remake built from the ground up. It can't be a remaster because that is piss me
Yeah.
off.
You know they're gonna
It
do
needs to be
that.
It needs to be a remake.
Who's ready
built
to
from the
clear
ground
some towers?
Oh man.
No, it's not even
Like,
that.
I
It's
just
just
don't have me clearing bases.
It's gonna happen.
That's their formula if they do a full on
Yeah.
remake though. If they do a remaster, put new graphics in, you're gonna get what you want. But if they do a remake, you're gonna be very upset because it is gonna be a Tom Clancy game.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not. Maybe what I'll be looking for is like the Dark Souls version of what we have now from the Ubisoft Tom Clancy series. Like Ghost Recon, where Ghost Recon is now, and I guess I forgot what the hardest game mode on that one is called. I think that's what I would low key want from Splinter Cell, because Splinter Cell was hard. Like it was a difficult game, and you were punished for being caught, or what, you know what I mean? Like you could shoot your way out of certain situations, but the whole straight up shooter didn't come into the later entries in the game. Make it punishing. If you're gonna make it open world, make it punishing.
I also love
Yeah,
how
okay,
Fame
so-
ain't calling Hustle out. Hustle says Splinter Cell finna flop too. Y'all's nostalgia. Fuck it. Just letting you guess
Ooh, you
y'all
can
up.
do it.
Is this not the same man that was hyped for Perfect Dark and saying you should go play Perfect Dark because it's so good? You bitch, Hustle, go back and play Perfect Dark. Tell me how that game is good. That game is
Listen,
weird as all hell.
Perfect Dark. I think of Perfect Dark with rose-colored glasses on, because now
Exactly.
going back to it, like, holy crap.
It's not even the graphics. It's just like, what the hell is this story?
Yeah, not the graphics, and then when it got weird with the
With the
next game, you're like,
aliens.
oh.
It's the same with GoldenEye, man. Don't go back and play
No.
GoldenEye.
Oh, don't go
I'm just
play.
saying.
Yeah, well.
The gun just
tell y'all-
magically, like,
Yeah,
aims
Hustle,
for itself,
where's
like,
the difference?
Keep those memories and feel good about those. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
The
What
magical
would be
eye.
most beneficial for us as gamers, as the consumer, as far as the Splinter Cell thing goes, is forget this shit was even mentioned. Like literally just don't even think about it. And when it come out, or when we see some gameplay or whatever, if it happened to be what we hoped it was, cool. Get hype. And then
Because we're likely 4 years away before we. get
No,
to play
probably
this
longer
game.
than that because we still need Skull and Bones to come out. So,
Oh, that game doesn't exist.
and Beyond Good and Evil too.
Now that game
both of
really
them
doesn't
shits
exist.
is laying in the same bed as
Scalebound.
Ooh.
damn game. Man.
Dark times.
Yeah, dark times. You know what?
Was that necessary?
Ubisoft gave away Splinter Cell, I think Chaos Theory last week. They're giving away Anno 1440 right now. Just go and play the games, and then maybe I'm a different perspective because I do go back and play these old games. Just go back and play them and see if they're still good. There's other games. The games have come along since the inception of these games that are a lot better and a lot progress. Maybe we want something different than what we originally had, because what we originally had was at the time, but we want something different. Like I said, we want a full remake. We want the game from the ground up, but Ubisoft is probably not going to give it to us because Ubisoft...
Well,
You know, you're right
Steph-
though.
Steph in
Because
the chat posed a good question, and I'll bring it over to you, D. Because of what we've gotten from Ubisoft, like he asked the question, like, do you have faith in them? You got faith in
that's
Ubisoft?
I'm glad you said that, because that's literally exactly what I was about to address. Because like Steph been on this bullshit today in the chat. I see it.
What's
but
new?
you got a point there. You got a point there, because as much as y'all heard me talk about Square Enix, I have more faith in them than I do Ubisoft. I just got that's straight up. I got way more faith in Square Enix. The people who gave us arthritic Spider-Man, I got way more faith than
Riddick Spider-Man.
like for real.
They also
That
gave
was
us
Uncle from Jackie Chan Adventures in that
Was
suit.
it the deaf man, the blind man?
Oh my god. He said Mech
That was Danny
Spider-Man. That's
Glover
what
in
we
that suit.
got.
Yeah.
We got Mech Assault Spider-Man.
Dallas is right. I count on Ubisoft
You control,
to
like,
give
Armored
us-
Core.
I count on Ubisoft to give us vast open worlds that you go and you unlock this area, you do all that. But that's what I expect from them. I don't expect them to do a full-on Final Fantasy VII and remake the whole game. I don't. Not when they're also Ubisoft Plus is $20 a month.
You know what? You know what I would love to see in a strange way, and it sounds ridiculous. Like I'm imagining a Hitman style areas,
They could.
but like layered a little more on top of each other. Like, let's say the whole game takes place in a big building. Like, I don't know, Amazon warehouse. I don't care. And
Nothing shipping out today.
Right? And like the game, like, okay, perfect example. Remember Metal Gear Solid? It was literally Outer Haven, right? They were in Outer Haven.
Outer Haven?
That's I'm getting to
which one?
the
Which Metal Gear?
Metal Gear Solid, the first one.
Oh yeah.
I was like, Metal Gear is different.
Right? But imagine to that like Ubisoft level building, but contain it just a little bit and not let it be. Here's a whole country you're going to be running across back and forth and but kind of trim it down a little bit. I think that would be enjoyable because where they could blend in what they're known for and what they're gonna do while still adding in a tweak, because I'm already expecting an open world type experience. If I don't get that, I'd be shocked.
They kind of have done like remakes of games. They did Rayman Origins, which is free right now.
That was on 64, right? The original.
I can't remember. There's so many of them.
It's been forever.
Rayman they've done. They rebooted the Anno franchise. They've done a whole bunch of like little games that most people, aside from like Johnny, will know. Johnny knows all the weird games.
He really does.
I have to
Shout
have
out to Johnny, man.
faith in them because they also did Mario Rabbids. So, and from what Trevor said, dang good game, and I bought it. I don't have a Switch, but I bought it. So, Ubisoft.
I picked it up too.
That's actually Ubisoft developed.
Yeah. That's a Nintendo Ubisoft collab there, and
that's why you can buy it for $10 sometimes. It's not still $60 because of Ubisoft.
That's what I bought it for.
The Ubisoft label on it.
Yep.
The diminishing returns. I can't stand, bro.
I'm gonna have a pessimistic yet optimistic view that Ubisoft has the talent to do it, but I don't know if they'll let them do it. That's the thing. Like with Cyberpunk, it's the higher ups that make the decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, they started to spend a little too much money on it. At that point, it's just it's turned into Splinter Cell Wildlands, and I don't know how I feel. I know how I feel about that, and I'm going to roast it
because that's feature bloat, and they're like, let's put everything in. It's like, why don't we don't?
I'm gonna tell y'all something. Yo, like the next 3 weeks is gonna actually suck. I'm gonna miss this. I know it's only 3 weeks. I know it's only three weeks, but it's just I love when we get together and talk video games on the chat, man.
Bruh.
Everyone that's watching right now, you guys are freaking amazing. Even the people who don't comment, you guys just kind of peeping and watching from the side. Shout out to y'all, man, for even coming through. For Steph in the chat, Johnny, man, Hustle always coming through, man. I'm gonna miss talking to you guys, but it's gonna be a long 3 weeks. Again, we're gonna be putting out a lot of video content for you guys to check out. So make sure you guys continue to rock with us as we push towards 1,000 subs. Anything left from the chat? Anything you guys want us to read off, or the panel on? I almost said Slender Man, Splinter Cell. Before we move on to the last topic of the day.
And guys, while we're here, start putting your suggestions, because I know some of you guys miss your suggestions for the end of the show. So put them in now, and we'll come back and scroll back up to them.
So listen, we're gonna move on. I don't know how far the panel is, but I still have like 1 or maybe 2 episodes left to watch of the Xbox Power On documentary.
I haven't even
And the
started
reason I
it.
bring this up, number one, who's all watched it?
I've only watched the first episode.
Oh, bro, what are y'all doing?
The Witcher
Living
drops
life,
on
Halo.
Friday. I don't care about Halo.
It's not anime.
It's not about Halo. It's about Xbox.
I don't care about Xbox
there's
because
some
Witcher
very-
drops.
There are some very interesting tidbits in here. At IE, they talked about how they were laughed out of the to go talk about Nintendo. They talk about how Rockstar went to them to get exclusive rights to a GTA game, and they turned them down. There's a lot of stuff in here I think everyone could check out. And the reason I bring this up is because I want to ask y'all, because first, go watch this. 6 episodes. I think after the first episode is an hour, the rest like maybe 30, 45 minutes. But after y'all watch it, what other, it doesn't have to be a console maker, what other developer or console maker would you love to see or hear? I know I'm going to pause, backdoor access of things that they have been through. Like, what other developer or console maker would you love for this type of documentary style to be?
Ooh.
I mean,
Uh,
I don't know if they've already done. I feel like they already done it on some level, but I want the nitty gritty, like literally from the very beginning. Nintendo. Like, me and my girl last night
there
was
is a
having a
couple
conversation about
documentaries
companies,
about that though.
and like I like down to the whatever. Like, send that to me. Like we can talk about that for real. But we was having a conversation about companies, and I was talking about how like Japanese companies think in like 100-year intervals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was surprised to find out how old Nintendo actually is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because she imagines it as being like a game company. And we just watched this Christmas movie. What's the name of this movie? 8-Bit Christmas or something like that.
Yeah.
We just watched that, and so we had discussed Nintendo, and she was surprised to find out it was as old as it was, and that it started with like those cards. I forgot what kind of cards they were, but it was like gambling, playing cards or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious about that part of it, and then the transition into video games, and then their attitude during the collapse. And like I would like to see like the later episodes have something, sort of have a focus on like Game Freak and what they went through. I want to see like them dealing with the Metroid franchise and decide to let Retro Studios have a try at the 3D Metroid. I want to see that type of stuff. So that's
Dallas.
I want to hear more about what happened between them and PlayStation.
Yeah, but Dallas, it was a mini series on Netflix. Video game Cowboys? What's that? No, I'm thinking of Silicon Cowboys.
I know what you're talking about.
I think I know what you're talking
High
about.
Score was it?
Went over to the chat.
Let me see if I
Gold
can
Chain said the Xbox Power
put
On
me on that.
documentary was dope, super informative, and surprisingly entertaining. He said a Rockstar documentary would be noise. That would be his choice. Steph says I'm gonna need that CDPR doc.
Oh
High
yeah.
Score. That's what it's called. Oh
Yeah.
yes.
High Score? Okay, yeah.
Johnny says he will love a doc behind Bethesda, ZeniMax, or Hello Games. But yeah, go ahead.
Hello Games.
I'm with that.
A Hello Games one would be really nice. Because that would just be super clean. But for me, I would want to like dive in on certain titles that have been bounced around. Like I know for me, I'm super into tactical RPG, so I would want to see like what happened with the Order Battles franchise and being bounced around through
Second
Square,
week you brought
Nintendo.
this up.
Yeah, no, I'm being serious. Like I would love to see how it ended up like just getting buried. I really would want to see just a bunch of different games. But that Hello Games one, because I'm a firm believer that it was Sony doing all of that and not so much them in terms of lying. I think they were just like, well, you're the big dog with the big check and I'm here in your yard. So, okay. Like, I really think they were being puppeted and then they were.
That's fair.
No, go ahead.
No. And I think it was just a way for the flop and the fall, but then the rise for them to be blamed for them for PlayStation. Because think about it, once everything went south, Sony just it wasn't Sony's problem.
Yeah,
it was Hello Games' problem.
Look what Sony did to their own game store on the PlayStation 3 this year. So we know,
and the Vita, and you know
PSP. Yeah.
It's an obvious one, but man, I would love a Xbox Power On 6-episode documentary style on Sega.
Ooh.
Take it back, go through
Fame.
They went through with Dreamcast and now just being a
you could
game
watch.
maker or publisher. They've been through so much.
There's a Cogs in the Machine episode where Trevor gives us some insights about the Xbox Sega because he knew more. Like I said, when the Dreamcast came, I've never seen a Dreamcast in my life in person.
Oh, word?
Because I was in kindergarten when it came out.
Oh,
that makes sense.
So I've never seen a Dreamcast in my life. I've never seen the original Xbox as well.
In person? You've never
in person.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
It's probably about as big as you, honestly.
Right?
Yeah,
Let me get a picture with one.
The controller like that damn big. The Duke. It was legit.
I'm gonna get a picture with one. It's gonna be like me holding a fish.
Playing that as a kid, you're like, hang on, I gotta pause.
Yeah. Boom.
Remember, what was it, the black and white buttons? Yeah.
show it in the documentary. That they showed the documentary, but I would love to have in my house the actual X that they presented when they first the Xbox and that big X. I would love to have that just sitting in my house, like. And they talk about that in the documentary. Again, I don't want to spoil it about how they, they made it, put it together, polished it, brought 3 over to GDC, and none of them were working, and they kind of faked the showcase. They had somebody on the backstage like controlling it because all 3 prototypes broke on the way to the thing. But I would love to have that big X mouse because that thing looks cool. Very highly not practical in the house, but it looked cool.
Snips, what do you got? Because I know you got the PC insider. What do you want to see?
Honestly, nothing.
Bitch.
if it's not anime, I ain't gonna watch it, man.
That's true. He's working through that backlog. Oh my god.
I'm trying to. And it just, as soon as I watch some shows, I just add more to it. It's never ending. Yeah. So this is gonna be my life.
I just got the Tower.
What I would like to see, and
you're way behind, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe this is because I like to be a little messy sometimes. I want to see BioWare. 20 years of history, and then all of a sudden the last like 15 years, like what the hell is going on? I want to see Take-Two or the Borderlands people. I want to see like the itty gritty, and I also want to see the people. I want to see Path of Exile. I want to see Vivaldi, the people who are owned by these huge ass companies that got abandoned. What happened? I know there's some YouTube docs, especially like with Studio Bondi, who did LA Noire. There's tons of docs on YouTube, but they're not the people that work there. I want to know the insides. I want to know what actually happened, because we can speculate all we want. We always do.
Maybe Valve, if I had to pick one. That might be interesting.
I want to see that too, because then we can explain where the hell Half-Life 3 is. They put out Half-Life Alyx.
Not for that.
Or what happened to that the Dota card game that quickly died.
Steph in the chat, you and Hugger make me feel so old because Steph also says he's no longer seeing an Xbox or Dreamcast in person. No. So let me ask you this, Hugger, before we get to our suggestions. Like, what about the consoles that predate that, like an N64?
I've played on an N64. I have an NES. I've seen an SNES because I had it. I've had every single PlayStation console aside from the 5, unless Chakalaka wants to cogs in the machine money me with his scalper money. I just never seen an Xbox, and I saw the Sega Master System and the Genesis, but I've never seen like outside of that. I've never seen the Jaguar. I've never seen the Philips CDI either.
Atari 2600.
Yeah, I never.
I've seen the Atari 2600. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out to Mini Yeti in the chat that came through. Otaku. Man, what's happening, y'all? Listen, we're gonna switch to the last part of the show. The last part of the show for 3 weeks. Gosh. But as you guys know, we like for you guys to participate with us. One thing, Prime House says Blizzard Activision.
Yes. Especially with what's going on now. Yeah.
I think we might be like 10, 15 years away from hearing like everything about that, but that'd be pretty dope. Mini Yeti, yes, this is a good thing to get to our suggestions. Stalker 2 will be having NFTs in the game.
Ubisoft also just added NFTs for all their games as well.
Every last one of them.
Bye.
So that's a thing. Listen, we'd like for you guys to participate. So please, in the chat, if you are watching, drop a suggestion for a video game, movie, or anime that you think people should check out because it may be something that's niche, something you think that's really cool, people should check out. What game, anime, movies are people be watching? And I'm going to start this week with the homie Citizen Snips. What are your suggestions for this week?
I mean, everybody's telling you already, but go play the Halo Infinite campaign if you haven't yet.
Sure.
I've enjoyed the hell out of it, except for one specific boss fight. Just brute with hammer. That's all I need to say for anybody who's done that boss fight. I'm not a fan of what I feel is cheap manufacturing of difficulty when you're like, haha, big brute, huge overpowered weapon, tiny space, enjoy. And you're like, you were really cheesing this right now. And I don't know. I could go in for like 30 minutes about how that fight pissed me off. But aside from that, the game's fantastic itself. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's really cool and versatile, and you can do a lot of fun stuff. So go play that. I haven't been playing anything new. I've driven all but one road in Forza Horizon 5 because I can't find the one heckin' piece of road I'm missing. And Diablo 2. That's really all I've been playing. So so as far as something to watch, this is kind of going to surprise you guys a little bit. I want you guys to go watch the Cowboy Bebop live action adaptation.
One and only season?
Yes. Because here's what I want, especially if you've never seen the anime and know nothing about it. I want you to go watch it because this will really drive my point home. The huge mistake that they made with this show was using and relying on the Cowboy Bebop name when they had zero intention of delivering something that was faithful to the original anime. Mm-hmm. If you just presented this show to me with, hey, here's John Cho as a space bounty hunter guy, and these two people make up his crew, and there's a dog, and they fly through space, you have a good, enjoyable show. Like, the chemistry between the actors is cool, everything's fine, but you told me this would be Cowboy Bebop, and I did not get Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
If I could rewatch that show with the names of all the characters changed, the locations, like the names of the locations changed, but every episode played out the exact same, I'd be like, hey, this is a pretty good show, and I guarantee you they would have gotten greenlit for another season. Mm-hmm. But because you took this fan base who is so devoted to this anime that hasn't been touched, this property that's been left alone for so many years now, and said, we're making a live-action version of this, and then you change so much crap about it in ways that don't seem to make sense in the original direction of the show, that's where you went terribly wrong. And that's why so many people are pissed off about it. And that's why Netflix was like, ooh, we're going to have to cancel this. And don't tell me the show wouldn't have gotten approved if they didn't use the Cowboy Bebop name, because Netflix approves the hell out of anything and will greenlight anything. John Cho could have walked up to them and said, I want to be a space bounty hunter. That would have been great. We'll prepay you for 3 seasons. Go.
Yep.
So go watch that and tell me I'm wrong, because I'm not.
I'm gonna mispronounce this, but Steph says just got finished reading Don Dadan.
That is close. It's as close as you can get.
Okay. And Full Metal Jacket also play Halo.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Steph, make sure you add me an Xbox, bro, so we can run.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Halo every day.
Full Metal Jacket is something completely different.
Full Metal Alchemist. What did I say?
Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket.
My bad. Full Metal
something
Alchemist.
else.
Also a good movie, so you can watch that.
Yep.
The Otaku Fix. What's happening, JD? So I don't have any anime, but if you want to read a webtoon, I'll suggest Tower of God. If you like a deep story and lore, also it also has an anime if you want to watch it, but it's not as detailed as a webtoon. Mini Yeti says Record of Ragnarok on Netflix, Battle of Humanity versus the Gods, and for game Clash of Many on mobile.
Okay.
Johnny says the video games Project Zomboid, the multiplayer finally came out, so people are enjoying it right now. For film, I Am Legend for the movie adaptation of said game. Otaku, I read Otaku Fix. Reggie just says just watch the anime period. I believe he's talking about Cowboy Bebop.
Yep. Yes.
D, what you got, brother?
D.
Oh, you said D or B?
D.
Dallas.
Dick.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, cool.
Whoa.
Dick. D is in dick. With the man with the sheboinkin. What's up, Dallas? What you got?
Man. I don't even know what to say to that other than like the stuff that I would suggest just based off what you just said.
Dallas is in a perv mood.
Internet. So instead, I mean, we got such gang in the building. They can
whoop.
Absolutely suggest you anything up that alley. But in the meantime, I suggest, since we talking about stuff to watch, go watch The Harder They Fall. It's a must. It's an absolute must. And it made me wish that. It makes me hope that if there is a next Red Dead game, it's a black protagonist, because we need something of that alley. You know what I mean? Like they kind of touched on those subjects a little bit. They kind of touched on that corner of cowboy history a little bit, but I want to see that fully realized. And the closest we got right now is between that and Samuel L. Jackson's character in The Hateful Eight. So watch both, I guess. But also I wanted to say there was something else I wanted y'all to watch, and I can't remember what it was. It was a good anime, I'm sure. Whatever. Either way, if you feeling nerdy like I've been feeling nerdy, go play you some Yu-Gi-Oh. I've been kind of going down memory lane a little bit, and I don't know, it's a nice little game of chess without actually being chess. It's something about it that it hits right where it need to hit. Pause.
That rough patch. If you know, you know.
Wow.
No, if you know, you know. If not, I can't explain it to you.
All right, so let me see. And other than that, I feel like I'm always until I actually beat this game. And if you know me, you start playing this, then you'll know why. And it's more than just it being a JRPG. But until I beat this game, I'm probably going to be suggesting Tales of Arise. There's more there than you think. But if you've ever been a fan of any of the Tales games, it's gonna be
really fun.
just enough for you. Yeah, it's a really good
The
game.
only knock I can find against that game is especially once you get your full party going, the combat is so chaotic. Like, it's so easy to miss like dodge cues and stuff from enemies because they've got like 18 different rainbow explosions happening around them. So I don't see that they're charging up an attack or some crap. So there's a whole lot of visual clutter, but the combat system feels great. Awesome game.
That's the one downside. So I would suggest in that vein, while we're talking about it, they're going to spoon feed it to you slowly but surely. Combat, and just make sure you grasp each aspect of it as they show you, because once it get real, it's gonna get real.
Pulling off the combos is freaking cool, man.
It
Feels so good.
Yeah.
Reggie Butler says High Rise Invasion on Netflix, so freaking good. My bad,
yep.
continue, D.
Good anime.
Really good.
Off the top of my head, I can't remember. Oh, that's what it was. Hawkeye. I've also been watching Hawkeye. And if you're an MCU fan, you already know what it is. If you're an MCU show fan, you already know what it is. If you ever disliked Hawkeye, you should watch this anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it'll hit, especially if you know about the Ronin storyline. This might hit for you. So yeah, absolutely go watch Hawkeye. And that's it for me.
Shout out, Minnie Yeti says what she meant to say was go watch Hawkeye, not Shameless. I was just telling my wife came home.
Shameless is good too.
Shameless is good. We're watching Hawkeye. B,
not D. B.
Baron.
Got it.
Big boy.
No, but go if you haven't a A1 top tier anime, go watch Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
Black Lagoon is gold.
Revi,
watch
my girl.
Right? Man, she be letting off twins. But it's about a guy who gets caught up in like piracy, not like digital piracy, like actual being a pirate. And but modern day pirate. I'm sorry, I'm acting like they're right around the sales. No, like modern day pirate. I forgot what country they're in, but it's basically evading all the law, and then all the gangsters from all over the world meet up in this place. It's basically what's the Marvel location? Madripoor or Madri
it was in
Madripoor?
Madripoor.
Yeah,
It's I think that's what it's called in Black Lagoon
same
as well.
Like I haven't watched it in a long time.
Yeah.
But this is what, like, literally Russian mob, like all these gangs are living in some form of chaotic peace in this place, and you're kind of dropped off in the middle, and that's where the story is. That, and then I've been playing a lot of Halo, so we'll move on from that. Go rewatch Samurai Champloo, and I'm going through it again. And How the Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. I'll recommend it again. It's A1.
Nice.
And Shield Hero.
It's
season 2 is coming up. Go watch it again.
They need to hurry up and give me season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Last but definitely not least, my sister, the Floor Hugger. What you got, sis?
Before we get into that, Chocolaka says Spider-Man No Way Home is in theaters tomorrow, and also watch
I'm muting everything Spider-Man related.
Lost Spaces season 3.
If you're a spoilers person,
watch out.
We might
subscribe
talk about
first, but then get out of here.
We might talk about Spider-Man tomorrow. I don't know. Fame. I don't know. What are we gonna do on Take 2? The last of the year.
We'll talk about that tomorrow.
We'll
But
talk
it won't be
about it tomorrow.
Spider-Man.
All right. Before I get into my suggestions, I'm gonna suggest a browser, and I know Snips is gonna look at me. Opera GX. Opera they have a built-in VPN. That's the only reason we suggest this, because some of this might not be available to you guys. If you like a webtoon, putting in flan, shout out to Dez, who is one of our writers and Burnout writer. Witcher 2 is also coming out. Go watch it. Go watch all the Disney Plus. Go catch up on WandaVision and stuff. For video games, I'm going to say go play Final Fantasy 13. 1 and 2 is on Game Pass if you have it. Destiny 2, since it's Bungie's 30th year, they are doing a dare wheel. So it's a mission that you load into. It's a 6-man team. And you spin the dare wheel and you go through various enemies and you get more and more rewards as you progressively go through it. And it's hard as all hell. That's what she said. And it's so good. Go play it. Movies, go watch Deep House. And since I do not watch Christmas movies and I am one of those people that watches action movies, go watch True Lies and like a Bond film during the Christmas season, because I don't watch Christmas movies. I'm not those Hallmark movie person. So go watch a good old Arnold Schwarzenegger or a good old
Arnold who?
Schwarzenegger, Mr. Olympia himself. Go
Jingle
watch
all
that.
the way. That's my movie.
Or
That's my
Man,
movie.
no lie.
go watch a Die Hard movie. They're Christmas
Those are
movies if you
Christmas
watch them
movies.
during Christmas. Yeah. What do you got for us, Fame? The
Listen,
man himself.
you guys,
Hold on.
everything that I was going to suggest, you guys suggested for the most part. So I'm just going to reiterate it, of course, go watch Hawkeye. There's a movie I'm actually getting ready to fire up. I haven't seen it yet, but however, seeing who's in the movie is a must watch. It's Unforgivable
Ooh.
on Netflix. I mean,
Yeah.
anything with Sandra Bullock, and then Viola Davis. Come on now, Annalise
Queen.
Keating. Gotta watch that, bro. Gotta watch that, bro. She's the greatest actress of our time. I'm sorry, she's the greatest actor. Period.
Yeah.
Of our time.
Yeah.
So definitely go check it out. Dallas brought it up earlier. Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. I am also back in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. Been playing, building up my deck so I can beat Dallas's ass, because he don't understand how I'm finna draw 17 pot of greeds and then regular summon 14 at a time. Me cheating my ass off. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. It was like $7 on last Xbox sale. If you want that work online, I am currently building out my deck. Hit me up. My gamer tag, Fame ENT2K. Space after the Fame. I ain't ashamed to put my gamer tag out there. Come rock with me. Come play with me. Always on Halo. Baron drags me in a Halo Infinite multiplayer every day, so I'm gonna be there. Definitely playing Halo. But yes,
Baron's face.
that's what I have this week. And
It's
there's no cap on this app.
it's the last.
There's no cap on this app.
It's the last show of the year. Before we go, we couldn't have done all that we do without you guys. So we want to thank all of you for hanging with us, rocking with us, being with us for this last almost 2 years now. You guys are awesome. I don't know what to say. What do we say to these people that have supported us, and the people that are new, the people Trevor and Demi that we're always gonna hold in higher regard? What do we do? This is such a.
I just want to say thank you guys, man. The 3-week hiatus we're about to go. The thing we'll miss the most besides each other is you guys. You guys coming out and rocking with us, being in the chat, being active. Some people are more chatty than others. For those who just like to watch, I appreciate you guys. For those, like, we got some people that's new to the show that's commenting like crazy, like Mini Yeti. Mini Yeti found the show and it be in the comment section talking. We really appreciate that. We love reading out you guys' comments. Of course, Steph for being the greatest moderator of all such gang is always in the building. Reggie Butler for coming through, man. Prime House coming through. All you guys who come through. Hustle. Oh, of course, Hustle. He's always the first one here, last one.
Hustle family.
So we appreciate you guys for rocking with us, man. We just want to continue to grow the channel, and it grows with you guys. You guys are the reason we're growing. And again, we're going to be dropping some individual from each content creator throughout these next 3 weeks. We already got some stuff that's already pre-planned. I'm actually recording some audio tonight. So the podcast all of our podcasts go on. Yo, Steph be wilding.
Don't
all
forget.
the podcasts will be gone for 3 weeks, but we will be having content on the channel.
And don't forget, our stuff is in the description, so you can hit us up on Twitter. We will be there if you guys really need us, because holidays is a difficult time. Tomorrow, Take Two, and Happy Hour. So make sure you come by.
Back to back.
Come say hi to Bubs. Come say hi to Baron, because he wasn't on our last episode. So you got to come say hi to Baron.
He's gone.
He gone. And Saturday, Chakalaka. I love that boy.
Ready for
He's
us
gonna
to
be cogs in the machine. Monday, well, we're not doing anything after this, are we? What's our last show?
Sunday is
Word.
Starcross Gamers.
Starcross
Gamers. This
Starcross
Sunday
lovers,
is,
yes.
It's the last show of the week.
So come
I do-
go say bye to Johnny and Baron.
Yeah.
I do gotta say one thing before, so it needs to be like the last thing right before you hit the stop button. So let me know.
Well,
He probably
I'll do
won't.
my outro
Okay.
then. I'll do my
Okay.
outro then. Listen, with all of that said, congratulations, you guys leveled up to 184. This was the Double XP podcast. Don't forget to get all your gaming news from lv1gaming.com. You guys are amazing.
사랑해.
Christmas sucks. Christmas music sucks.
Wow.